Please welcome Wrisk.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Darius, and I'm joined on stage by my colleague, Nimesh. We wanted to talk to you today about the scale potential of automotive embedded insurance. It's actually been several years since the Wrisk team were on the stage here at DIA. But in that time, there have been countless talks and scores of companies that seem to have jumped onto the embedded insurance bandwagon. The term embedded has become overloaded. These days, it means different things to different people. So today, we wanted to talk to you about the way that Wrisk thinks about the embedded insurance challenge. And to do that, I'd like to start by framing things in the behavioral psychology. So if you'll permit me, I'm going to begin by asking Nimesh a question. Nimesh, your mobile phone rings and you don't answer it because. Any ideas?
It's Sunday. I'm on digital detox.
So you need to want to talk to the person. Anything else?
I'm in the shower.
So you can't physically get to your phone. Any others?
My ringtone is on silent.
So you didn't actually hear your phone ring. These are just a few fun examples, but they actually serve to illustrate something called Fogg's behavior model from Professor B.J. Fogg from Stanford University. And Fogg shows that to change behavior, these three things, motivation, ability, and trigger, need to align. So now let's add some motor insurance context. Motivation. You need to want the product. Now, insurance, we all know, is famously a grudge purchase. It's a legal requirement for driving, so people know they need it, but few have material loyalty to a particular insurance product or carrier, which is why price-based switching culture tends to win out. At Wrisk, we align ourselves with automotive OEM brands, car brands. In our experience, people have far greater trust and motivation when they're dealing with a car brand as opposed to another insurer. The idea that no one can better understand how to protect your BMW than BMW can tends to ring true with customers. When it comes to ability, this is where the magic of technology comes into play. Instead of satellite processes which involve lots of painful form filling or analog paper shuffling, we want to create something seamless. Integration with OEM systems lets us create experiences where the process of obtaining a quote and binding it is simple, natural, and near friction-free. The psychology of this simplicity is powerful. And finally, the trigger. And when it comes to the trigger, timing is everything. By exposing products as closely as possible to key touch points, such as the point of sale and/or point of collection, the value of a new asset is front of mind to customers. The right nudge at the right time is all it takes to turn a customer's desire to protect their shiny new car into meaningful action. Now, motor insurance is both complex and hard. OEMs have different levels of digital maturity. Some rely on centralized digital sales approaches powered by emergent agency models. Others rely on an independent network of dealerships. But regardless, by always amplifying motivation, ability, and trigger, we can really change the game. Probably the most famous example of embedded is here. Would you like fries with that? In the world of insurance, the example that's often used is a mobile phone that's sold with cover included. But let's remember that these are both simple, one-time transactional experiences, and the products that underpin them are flat-priced, fixed-priced. The concept's easy to comprehend, but it quickly starts to break down when you apply it to the world of motor insurance. Motor products, by contrast, tend to be vastly more complex, with rating factors that depend on the specifics of the vehicle, the people driving, when and where it's driven, and a whole host of other things. Add to this that a vehicle purchase process is not a simple one-time action. A car is one of the most significant high-value asset purchases that someone can make. Beyond unpredictable delivery and collection timelines, things like allocation of vehicle registration numbers seldom align perfectly with collection dates, and it can be several weeks before external systems catch up. Sometimes supply chain issues put months between the buying decision and someone actually having access to their new car. And all of these uncertainties together create a different set of challenges for embedded automotive experiences. How indeed can you determine a policy start date or pricing if you don't know when someone's going to get access to their vehicle? How can you perform enrichment operations or lookups if the information you need isn't available in the public record at the time someone comes to collect their car? Is the moment of truth the point of purchase, the point of sale, or both? OEMs are already fighting an uphill battle trying to create future-focused insurance experiences. With the seismic changes that we all know about, electrification, autonomous, subscription, fractional ownership, all gaining momentum, the underlying protection products themselves need to adapt to stay relevant. And this need to evolve the insurance experience has resulted in many OEMs and indeed insurtechs embarking on small-scale proofs of concept. The collective wisdom in the technology sphere is to start small, fail fast, and test and learn your way to success. As a technologist myself, this is a philosophy I heavily endorse. Cultures of innovation are built this way.
But there's a problem. Insurance only really makes sense at scale. So Darius, whilst you might get really excited about building a Gen AI telematics-powered chatbot that lets you hire and insure a hoverboard by the minute, the fact that there's only a handful in market means that an insurer just won't get out of bed. At best, they might do this or participate as part of a PR project. But the truth is, without being able to demonstrate credible scale, you won't get competitive capacity. And without competitive capacity, you're effectively dead. So now, whilst I personally might focus on the numbers, I just should stress that we at Wrisk are futurists at heart. We're always trying to skate to where the puck is going as opposed to where it's been. But we're also pragmatists, and to create a win-win-win between the OEM, the insurer, and the insurtech, the numbers just need to work. You can't really just limit to the point of sale. For meaningful volumes, embedded should be far further reaching. It should really target existing customers. It should target after-sales channels. It should work at the dealerships. It should also work during the digital path to purchase. Every meaningful touch point should be grasped as an opportunity to scale volume and also to increase share of wallet. Propositions need to become more sophisticated to accommodate a wider audience of OEM customer. New, used, approved used portfolios need to be catered in a way that reflects these different channels and their varied portfolio dynamics. Every customer cohort really needs to be mined. For this, you need the kind of underwriting flexibility and insurer panels with smart decisioning that can ensure performance across the board. Furthermore, to capture the opportunity, operational processes need to be tuned and automated. We need to be able to cater for existing OEM customers to be migrated across to new insurance programs. We need to be able to cross-sell additional products alongside the motor insurance product. We need to automate quote for the renewal process and also ensure that customers can self-serve changes. Such meaningful scale leads us to conclude that you need to be both multi-channel and multi-touch point. And of course, all of this needs to be optimized through data intelligence.
Now, we're all always talking about the scale potential of embedded industry disruption. But even if we achieve successful scale in a given single market, we're still only just at the tip of the iceberg. The real game changer is when OEMs who seek that unified and future-focused experience choose to roll these propositions out globally. This is where the real scale kicks in. This is where the true transformational impact will be realized. This, in our view, is what will define the new normal for motor insurance worldwide. And it's at this point where insurers will have no choice but to sit up and take notice. But a global multi-territory expansion of these offerings uncovers an altogether new set of challenges. And whilst addressing these challenges might seem daunting, we at Wrisk believe this to be the only credible path forward for OEMs truly looking to maximize their impact. A consistent global experience where customer satisfaction is enhanced, where distribution and market penetration are amplified, where brand loyalty is reinforced, and where that magical experience of protecting your new car feels simple, natural, and friction-free across the entirety of the value chain and every touch point is just too compelling to ignore. The juice, as they say, is worth the squeeze.
So what are the challenges of embedded globalization, as we call it? Well, it's a multifaceted challenge with a whole host of local as well as global stakeholders with differing priorities, differing insurers, different third parties. Alignment, orchestration, and governance become really important. In fact, new commercial or legal entity setups may be required. At the start, careful planning and global executive sponsorship are a must. Competing for attention in the OEM boardrooms against supply chain issues, new car launches, autonomous strategies, etc. Insurance can sometimes really feel like an unloved stepchild, but with careful positioning of the scale benefits, insurance is beginning to make its way into the core of these companies as opposed to remaining on the fringe. And secondly, and most crucially, for this to move from idea to reality, technology needs to be front and center. When we think about platforming, modularity, flexibility, and adaptability become paramount. A global platform that allows one to be able to adapt things at a regional level and cater for regulatory needs, whilst at the same time maintaining core unifying principles, is really critical.
And such a platform would need to support multiple languages, currencies, enrichment partners, payment providers, claims processes, and product modes. It would need to act as a kind of universal plug, able to cater to different situations without costly bespoking or duplication of integration effort. The platform would need to support subscription, term-based, telematics, and other forward-looking models. In addition, it should be able to cross and upsell different products as part of a holistic mobility protection product suite, with the type and mix of those products able to change and flex from territory to territory. It would need to act as a good citizen within the wider OEM digital ecosystem, not just one-time integrations at point of sale, but across different touch points within the whole ownership lifecycle. It would need to be easy to couple or be decoupled from different systems and touch points as the embedded experience demands. Policy administration and customer care would need to be first-order concerns, whether that's self-service MTAs or customer care via WeChat in China or via WhatsApp and telephony in Europe. The whole thing would need to work together seamlessly. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this kind of chameleon platform is not a fiction, but it does need to be built from the ground up using state-of-the-art engineering principles and by a company with technology at the core of its DNA. A greenfield InsurTech middle layer will likely win out here. Remember that legacy tech is the enemy of adaptability. So, top table sponsorship, next-gen technology, next is expertise.
Navigating this landscape, insurtechs need to really go beyond just providing platforms and data. Even the largest OEMs seem to have underpowered local teams managing insurance. These teams need expert support when it comes to day-to-day insurer management, when it comes to day-to-day operations, working across the regional regulatory requirements as well. This network of experts not only needs to be able to zoom in, but they also need to be able to zoom out and frame the bigger picture and effectively make sure that they champion global consistency and drive alignment towards centralized principles. Moreover, capacity management and partner management are really key. It's really unlikely that a single insurer would have the appetite or the ability to serve equally well across multiple territories or across diverse customer segments. A true global customer-first solution for OEMs will inevitably be multi-insurer. Finally, on data and intelligence, secure data management, access control, storage, and encryption are just the baseline to effectively build the kind of security that builds trust within this partner ecosystem. The right data architecture can also ensure that beyond being secure, data is granular, it's event-based, and is able to be turned into actionable insight. Imagine an OEM that could effectively look at a local market portfolio while simultaneously being able to zoom out and see how the numbers are rolling up globally. This kind of visibility could give OEMs the confidence to make a bigger play and really participate in the risks themselves through their own captives. So to sum up, we wanted to help lay out how we at Wrisk think about the concept of embedded insurance and what makes it really special. We also wanted to help illustrate that unlike consumer electronics products, embedded in the automotive insurance space exposes further challenges that need to be addressed. We wanted also you to understand that there are core differences in approach and expertise required to take a proof of concept into viable scale or market-leading scale in a given market. And crucially, we wanted to really share in our vision that for truly transformational change in the industry, we need to address the considerable challenges of going global. We'd like to thank everybody at DEA for giving us the opportunity to share in a subject that we're really passionate about at Wrisk. We hope that you're all now sufficiently motivated, able and triggered to help take things to the next level. Thank you very much.
Thank you.